Hi there, it's Kareem from Keeper's Nursery. Today is the 2nd of October 2024 and I'm out and about in around the mother trees and the cordons, and I'm actually collecting apples that I hand pollinated back in, would have been sort of April, May time this year. So here's one here. Um, the the apples are bagged up again. So initially I used these nice fine mesh plastic bags to exclude the pollinators. So that was used, and I would take these off and hand pollinate the flowers and then pop them back on again until the flowers effectively had lost their sort of petals, and you couldn't pollinate them anymore, so there was no risk. And then I took all the bags off and actually used them on the cherries. I then realized I needed to put the bags back on. This was around sort of July time. Some of the early varieties were actually getting, well, attacked by, well, eaten by birds, but also when the apples are ripe. So when apples are ripe, they fall. And if this just fell on the ground amongst all the other, well, this is Captain Kidd, if it just fell on the ground I wouldn't be able to tell which one's which. So I actually put the bags back on, and now it's, the seeds are ready. I'm checking some of the Captain Kidds here, for example. The seeds are, as good as they'll ever be, so I might as well pick them and take them into the kitchen, extract the seeds and put those into the fridge so that they can start to germinate. So I'll do that in a minute. I've got my bag full of others. I haven't done all of them. There's quite a lot to do, and I'm actually doing other jobs today, like pruning some of these, pruning some of the cordons. This is sort of a 2-3 week job for me every year. I'm a bit behind on that as well because I've been busy in the house. So anyway, these look lovely. They actually taste nice. So obviously they taste nice. That's why I'm breeding with them. But I'm going to enjoy cutting them up and eating some apples, but also extracting seeds. So I will now jump into the kitchen. Okay, so here we are in the kitchen, and pretty self-explanatory. I might have shown you, or you might have seen on a video that I did last year of pretty much the same thing. So bags with the label, importantly, obviously. I can tell what the seed parent is on pretty much all these apples. Just doing my job. But knowing the pollen parent would be impossible. So this will have Rubinola as the seed parent and Rica is the pollen parent. And some bags will actually contain the same seed parent but different pollen parent. So important to sort of keep things separate. Yeah, we can crack on with this one, which was Captain Kidd and Wixen Crab. That's one of these flavoursome apples crossed with another flavoursome apple. Let's see what we end up with. Now, the only concern I've got with this cross here is the fruit actually looks quite small. These are relatively small small Captain Kids. I'd say that maybe they could have ripened a bit more, but being as they're small, sometimes I've noticed where I've hand pollinated fruit, you don't get all the pollination. So nature does it better than Kareem Habibi, unfortunately, with flowers anyway. And yeah, so I reckon these might actually not contain many seeds in. So in an apple, the most seeds that you can get, well, my experience is 10. So apples are split into fives, and each sort of, you get the seeds in pairs. So in the sort of, I should know the terminology, but this sort of seed pods, you would end up with two, 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 two. Sometimes some of these are blank, and I suspect with these I might only end up with a maximum of sort of 3 in each. But yeah, it's a little disappointing, but you can't win them all. The weather wasn't perfect when I was doing the hand pollination, so we'll have to see. So I'm going to cut these now, and the way I cut them, it will be pretty obvious. So actually, I'll explain afterwards. Alright, so I've cut them, and yeah, there are actually quite a few seeds in these, so I didn't need to go through all that bit saying that how I probably failed. at hand pollination. So as you can see, it's a nice star shape when you cut these. So I cut these across the apple as opposed to sort of attempting to sort of slice them, because you don't cut the middle. You want to sort of put the knife in sort of this far, cut all the way around, so you sort of spin the apple in your hand as you do it, and then you can just twist the apple, because the core is quite brittle and you're not going to damage the seeds. If you just chop the apple from the sort of top down sort of way, although you can go straight through the core, you're more than likely going to catch some seeds in the way and damage them. So next thing, I will tip these seeds out and put them on kitchen roll, which I will damp, and that's about it. Then you put it in some Tupperware, you write down, I put the label in the Tupperware, but I'll also write on top the date, today's date, the 2nd of October, and what the cross is. So it will be Captain Kidd as the seed parent, as the seed parent, crossed by the pollen parent, which was Wixen crab. So we'll see what that is. And it does take about sort of two months, maybe 3 months in the fridge, and you will start to see roots forming. So I'm just going to do that now and I'll show you. Okay, so you can see here we've got 12 seeds. So I wasn't far off. It was only 4 per, well, 2 of them had 3 in and the other one was doing well with 6. But yeah, it wasn't quite 30 seeds, but 12's all right. What I'll also do is record how many seeds there are. That is properly counting my chickens before the eggs have hatched, but it's just a good record. Well, it's just good to record everything when you're doing any sort of experiment. Obviously, it doesn't cost anything just to write down a number. And you learn from it, because, you know, maybe my hand pollinations don't grow well. You can sort of tell sometimes seeds look, well, they develop into a certain extent, but they don't actually sort of germinate. These are quite plump seeds, which means that I suspect all of these will actually germinate, you know, barring anything going wrong with them. So I'm maybe not going to end up with 12 seedlings, but I would expect at least sort of 10 of these to grow. You know, things can happen to seedlings. So I'm going to fold this over and pop it in a Tupperware. There you go, thrown it in the Tupperware. Pop the label in just in case the Sharpie should wipe off the top on the lid. There you go, Sharpie written. Great, and then that will go in the fridge. And lo and behold, we've got loads. Yeah, it's not all hummus, it's actually just apple seeds. And then I'll eat some. Yeah, these aren't actually ripe, but there's plenty others. I'm coming down with a cold, so I don't know how many apples a day I need to eat to keep the doctor away, but I'm definitely doing my best to keep the doctor away. So thank you very, very much for watching. I can't be bothered to flip the camera around. Oh, if you happen to have seen my, if you happen to have received this in the post, I am in this issue of the RHS magazine, so you can't buy this, you just have to be a member, but I'm somewhere in here, I think page 46, let me zoom to it. I'm doing a terrible job of this. 52, okay, I'm just a few pages before. Oh, there I am, with my son on the tractor. There I am. So yeah, if you've read it, I will pop that onto the website at some stage. So on keepersnursery.co.uk, you'll be able to read a PDF version of that. But I think I have to wait a little while before the RHS are happy for me to do that. So thanks again for watching. Hopefully that was useful. I will get through all this, and I'll keep sort of posting videos and on how the progress is going. Cheers then. Bye bye.